is Muhammad Nasrul Haq bin Ruzi. Okay, I would like to introduce my group members, which is Kokian Shen and Zikri bin Rosli, which come from the group 1 that cover the topic about the functions topic. So our group decide to do about the circular function in a floating dot application that have some calculation that we can do. Okay, first I would like to explain about the introduction of a circular function. First, circular functions are defined such that their domains are set of numbers that correspond to the measures in radians unit of the angle of analog trigonometric function and are set of the real numbers. So these functions are called circular function because radian measures of angle are determined by the length of the arc of circle. So as we know, the 180 degree equal to pi radians. Next formula about the length of arc equal to r theta, and next about the area of sector 1/2 r square multiplied by theta, that shown below that. The explanation about the how to calculate the value using the formula. So next is about the unit circle of circular function. So they have four quadrant, which is quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4, which is every degree have a value of the radius unit, which is 90 equal to 90 degree equal to pi/2 and 180 equal to pi. So I would like to explain about the graph of sine, cos and tan. So the sine graph, the graph of function defined by y equal to sine x are called sine wave or sinusoidal wave. Okay, that notice that the graph repeats itself as it moves along the x-axis at the shown. The figure show at the below is about the graph y equal to sine x, which is like a wave signal. So next is about the cos graph. Okay, the cos graph is the cosine function. We mark the angle along the horizontal x-axis, and for each angle we put the cosine of that angle on the vertical y-axis. So the result, as seen above, as seen below, is a smooth curve that varies from negative to pi equal to pi. So this is example. So next is about the tangent graph. This is example of the how to plotting the tangent graph, which is that considered as a function of variable, which is a measure of an angle. So next is about the we like to show the example of question of the circular function, which is a sketch of the graph of y equal to 3 sine 2t plus 1/t pi. So this is example of the answer, which is part A and part B. We can see the how they plotting the graph to from the equation given. So these are two examples that we show. Okay, next next I would like to give to next presenter. We continue about the presentation.
Hi everyone, my name is Ko Kian Shen, matrix number 2060 and 19. I will talk about the application in a floating dot using circular function. So a floating dot is a platform that is support on an airtight that displays water and allow the deck system to float on a water surface. So this application is used to calculate the depth of the water level and to find out the water level from time to time. So as an example of a solution applied to the real application, a floating dot on the coast measure the depth of the water below it. So given the equation, dt is equals to 2.4 cos pi t over 8 plus 7.2, where t is the time after midnight. So there is 4 sub question and I'll go on it later. So for part A, so what is the depth of the water at midnight? So at midnight means the time is equals to 0, so we sub 0 inside the equation, t is equals to 0, and we gather that 2.4 cos pi 0 over 8 plus 7.2, we get the depth is equal to 9.6 meter. So this is also the maximum depth. So for Roman 2, what is the depth at the water at 8 a.m.? So 8 a.m. means the time is equals to 8. So we substitute 8 inside the equation, 2.4 pi 8 over 8 plus 7.2, and we get the depth is equals to 4.8. So this is also the minimum depth. So for Roman 3, what is the depth of the water at 2:40 a.m.? So at 2:40 a.m. means that you have to convert the time equals to into fraction. So we convert the time, so we get the time is equals to 8 per 3. So we sub t is equal to 8 per 3 inside the equation, so we get 2.4 cos pi over 8 times 8 over 3 plus 7.2, and we get that the depth at 2:40 a.m. is 8.4 meter. Part B, how many hours is a full tidal cycle? As we know that the period time is equals to 2 pi over n, where n is equals to pi over 8. So we sub it inside the equation, 2 pi over 8, and we gather that a full circle is equals to 16 hours. So for question C, we need to draw a function graph. So we can use a cos graph to represent our graph below. So the data given is time is 16 hours, we calculate just now, and amplitude is 2.4 from the equation, medium 7.2 from the equation, and minimum and maximum we calculate just now at part A, where minimum we get that is 4.8 at the 0 a.m. and maximum 9.6 is at 8 a.m. morning. So we can draw the cos graph below with the x-axis represent the time and the y-axis represent the depth. For part D, we can estimate the time when the water level at certain level. So after we draw the cos graph, we can use a ruler and draw a line to see what water level do we want. So at this question, he want 5 meter and 8 meter. So we draw a line and we gather that at 5 meter, the time is estimated about 6:45 a.m. and 8 meter, the time is about 3:15 a.m.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Zikri bin Rosli and my metric number is 205977. There are many applications of circular function in real life other than floating dot, which is the application on the crank and connecting rod, sound wave, and moon phase. The left picture shows the crank and connecting rod mechanism. L represents for connecting rod, R for the radius of the crank, A to B for slide, and X for angle between R and slide. When crank OP rotates about O, the connecting rod moves forward and backwards along the slide. By using the trigonometry function, we can know the relationship between the displacement of movement, connecting rod, and the angle of the crank OP when written. The right picture represents this relationship through a graph. We can plot our crank angle, then we can know the place of our connecting rod at the slide. Application on sound wave, we can determine the sound pitch level from the graph we get. The more amplitude, the loudest it is, and if the frequency more highest, the pitch will be higher too. Application on moon phase, the left picture shows moon change of shape in 27.3 days, and the right picture is a formula for know the phase of the moon, which is 1/2 times 1 minus cos t. T is called the phase angle. We can use the unit circle of circular function for t to know the phase. Example, replace t with 0 from the formula become 1/2 times 1 minus cos 0. We will get answer 0. That means the moon in the new phase. If we replace t with pi/2, we will get answer 1/2, means the moon in the first quarter phase. As a conclusion, circular functions are also called as trigonometric functions, angle function, or goniometric functions. The functions most widely used in the modern mathematics are the sine, the cosine, and the tangent. These functions are used in real-world applications like music, measure the height of a building, video games, and criminology. Knowledge about this function can be used to create special projects and to give things a glitter to shine. If trigonometry managed to use it at a highest level, and it will give more benefits. Thank you very much.